Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm a little bit late with that. I'm like a day late. But regardless of my lateness, I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you celebrated with family or friends or whoever you wanted to celebrate with. Or if you just want to sit by yourself in the dark and sleep all day like a lonely hermit, like some people named Luna did, that's cool too. You know, I had a great Thanksgiving. I slept. I had a really weird dream. Like, seriously, a really weird dream. I had a dream last night that I got to meet Leonardo DiCaprio, and for some reason he couldn't walk. He was in a wheelchair, and he hated me. Just literally hated me for no reason. Yeah, that's what my mind was creating during Thanksgiving instead of, eating with my family. I was just sleeping all day, having fever dreams like an absolute psychopath. Don't know why I felt the need to tell you guys about that dream, but thought you guys would like to know about it. Anyway, today's story time is a Thanksgiving themed story time. Today's story time takes place 2 years ago on Thanksgiving Day, and it's about how my friend's grandmother tried to beat my ass. You heard that correctly. I hope you guys enjoy this story time. If you do, leave a like on the video, and let's jump into it. So, today's story time all starts off as a normal day. 2 years ago, it was Thanksgiving morning. I woke up, and I was really looking forward to the day, because on this day, I was going over to my friend's to have dinner at his house. Now, it's not like I was abandoning my family or anything on Thanksgiving. I still had plans to have dinner with my family as well. It's just after dinner with my family, I was going to go stop at my friend's house as well and hang out with him for a little bit and his family, because his family was like a second family to me. I'm saying the word family a lot. But yeah, anyway, the plan was on this Thanksgiving day was eat dinner at my house, then go to my friend's house and hang out with him and have dinner with him and his family. So yeah, fast forward to that happening. I got to my friend's house. I walked in. His family greeted me. They said hello. They asked me how I was doing. I said hi to his dad, his mom, all of his fucking family. I said hello to all of them. And I said hello to my friend. And we sit down at the dinner table all together. There's probably like 20 of us. It was a very big dinner. Now, the thing that my friend didn't warn me about is his grandma was there. Now, I had never met my friend's grandma before. I didn't think it'd be a big deal that his grandma was there. But he didn't warn me that his grandma had Alzheimer's. Now, I'm sure most of you know what that is, but if you don't know what that is, it's basically a horrible disease that makes people forget pretty much everything about their lives. And he didn't warn me about that. I wish I would have known, because I would have handled the situation I'm about to talk about a lot differently. But yeah, here's what happened. So we sit down at the dinner table, and his grandma was sat directly across from me, right next to my friend. And I'm just sitting there, starting to eat some dinner, just enjoying my Thanksgiving. And his grandma looks up at me and gives me a very dirty look. Now, I didn't think much of it. I thought, you know what? Maybe his grandma just doesn't know who I am. Maybe she doesn't want me at her Thanksgiving table. Like, whatever, I'm just going to keep eating. So I keep eating, and she just keeps giving me this death stare. So I look up at her, and I look up at my friend, and he looks at me. And I whip out my phone and I text my friend and I'm like, hey man, why is your grandma looking at me like she wants to rip my head off? And my friend just replies with LMAO in all caps. Nothing else. So I just kind of ignore it, go back to my food eating. And then his grandma, out of nowhere, grabs the spoon I was using out of my hand and throws it across the room and almost hits like 2 people in the process. To which I say, what the hell? And literally everybody at the entire dinner table focuses their attention on me and this dude's grandma. And I'm just like looking around in pure confusion. That's when my friend's mom stands up and she's like, oh, like, honey, don't worry. Like, that's just grandma blank, don't worry about her. She's, shy around new guests. Now, listen, I don't know about you guys, but there's a difference between being shy around somebody new and giving them a death stare and then throwing their spoon across the fucking room like it's a tomahawk. So I just kind of laughed and went back to eating with a new spoon, and his grandma did not like that. When I laughed, she said, don't fucking laugh at me, you little shit. And she stands up and like gets all like stanced up with me. And at this point, I have no idea what to say. I have no idea what to do. I am just in the most awkward, most bizarre situation I think I've ever been in. So I stand up and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Like, I wasn't trying to laugh at you. Like, my apologies. And she proceeds to grab my spoon again and throw it. Like, she just grabbed that shit out of my hand again and threw it across the room. And I just look at my friend in pure confusion, like just hoping that he'll do something about it. And he does nothing. He just looks at me like, tough shit, man. And I look at his mom, and she gives me the same kind of look of just like, I don't know what to do. Even though they're the ones that are related to this lady, this grandma. So I sit back down after getting another spoon, and I continue trying to eat. and pretend like nothing just happened while the whole table stares at me. It was the most uncomfortable shit ever. And while I'm eating, I look up, and of course, this grandma is still standing there giving me a death stare. So I decide, you know what? This is too much. I'm just going to get the fuck out of here. So I stand up, I grab my plate, and I turn around and I start walking away from the table to go find somewhere else to eat, like upstairs or something. And after I get up and I start walking away, my friend's grandma stands up and starts charging me, like running full speed. I mean, as fast as you can for an old lady, full speed at me. And I couldn't believe my eyes. All I thought was, great, I'm about to get attacked by an old lady. Not just any old lady, my friend's grandmother. So I have two choices. I either sit here and take an ass beating from an old lady, or I defend myself, which won't look good. I'm not going to fucking beat up an old lady. So I'm going to take the ass beating. And yeah, she runs up to me, swings on me. Luckily, she's very old, so her punches felt like someone flicking me with their finger. And she got about one hit in on the side of my head, to which my friend restrained her. My friend's mom ran up behind her as well and restrained her. And they pulled her away from me. And while they were holding her back from attacking me, this old lady, my friend's grandma, starts screaming, "Fuck you, Jason, you little piece of shit." Now, I don't know who the fuck Jason is. To this day, I have no fucking clue who that is. But she thought that I was this Jason person. And whoever this Jason person was, he must have done her fucking dirty because she hated him. So yeah, they end up restraining my friend's grandma for quite a while. And they end up moving her away from me because she hated me very much for a reason I didn't know. And then my friend takes me upstairs after he, breaks away from her and she's calmed down. And he runs me upstairs and he brings me into some room by ourselves. And he goes, "Hey man, she has Alzheimer's. I'm so sorry." And I was like, "She has Alzheimer's? And you didn't think to tell me? You didn't think to fucking say, hey man, my grandma doesn't really remember a lot and she confuses things. So, if she says anything that's out of the ordinary, that's why." Like, I would have been a lot more prepared if I knew that. And he's like, "Yeah, man, but honestly, you reacted really well. Like, you didn't do anything. You didn't say anything rude. You didn't, swing on her or anything." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, I didn't swing on her. It's your grandma, dude. I'm not going to punch your grandma. I'm not going to punch anybody's grandma or any old lady for that matter." He's like, "I know, thank you." I'm like, "You don't have to thank me for being a decent human being." So yeah, what ended up happening is me and my friend went back to my house and hung out there because I didn't want to bother his grandma anymore. Last thing I want to do was make her experience on Thanksgiving unhappy. So yeah, I went to my house and the rest of their Thanksgiving was good. The rest of my Thanksgiving was good. And everybody in the end had a happy ending. Besides my head when she punched me. I'm just trolling. It wasn't even that bad. Like I said, it barely felt like a flick. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this story time. In the end, everything was okay, and that's pretty much that. I thought this was a pretty crazy one and a pretty fitting one since it's the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace. Even the night you be wanting to fight. When I pull up, you see it's like, oh shit. Cut all these ties cause they plan my demise. They all snakes and I think it's been showing. I got some issues, they haunting me daily. I'm losing my